Chloe Brett. You may recognise Chloe if you've been watching Sky News over the weekend, Chloe, because we've been featuring, as we do on Sky News for iPad, special video diaries that you have sent us back from Liberia. Chloe works with a charity called Street Child, and she literally got in, what, 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah.
We really appreciate that, where her job is to find out what more can be done to help the children of families struck by Ebola. Tell me specifically what that would involve.
So during my trip, I've shadowed Street Child's team in the field to get a better understanding of the plight that children are facing once they've lost both their parents to Ebola, which is all too common, and then having some high-level meetings to try and understand what's being done at ministry level and by other NGOs.
That must be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was an emotional trip.
We're going to have a look at one of your daily video diaries. This was from day 5. Have a look at this.
I'm exhausted, emotionally and physically. I can't hold back the tears. The situation of these kids is just horrendous. 16, 15-year-old girls caring for their 4 or 5 younger brothers and sisters, with a community that won't allow them in or out of their houses. And occasionally they might get a donation of rice, but nothing more.
So disturbing to watch and so disturbing for you to witness, but somebody's got to be involved, because there's a danger to all of this. There's probably a big stigma around children who have lost parents.
Yeah, there really is. One of the most striking parts of my trip was going into the communities and seeing the stigma that is being attached to these children. I've spent a lot of time in West Africa over the last few years, and West African nature tends to be to adopt the community's children at a time of need, and that just isn't really happening here. Only in an occasional cases. Most of them are pushing the children out. In some lucky cases, I saw families poking rice towards the front doorsteps of 3 or 4 children that are living in a household, but they're so frightened of getting Ebola themselves.
But Chloe, also, is that stigma then transferred to you? I mean, literally, you're off the plane 9 o'clock last night. You come in here. You know what people are thinking now. They're very, very worried about coming into anyone who's had contact with all of this. What reaction are you getting, or do you expect to get reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been home long enough to tell. But I imagine people will be wary, which of course is ridiculous. You can only get Ebola from somebody that is at the advanced stage of carrying the virus and showing symptoms. And
are you not worried that you were in contact with people like that, or?
Sure, I was obviously very cautious on my trip, so I didn't make physical contact with anybody that I was visiting, and I certainly wasn't going near anybody that was showing any symptoms.
And were you screened as you came into the UK?
Yeah. I think I had my temperature checked about 6 times.
The day after that first clip we saw there, you met a couple of children who had lost their parents.
Yeah.
And here they are.
I'm here with Fred and Dominic, who 6 weeks ago lost their father and a month ago lost their mother. They've got no living relatives to take care of them. So Sarah, who's the lady that lives just down the road here in West Point, has opened her door, overcome the stigma attached to these two, and taken them in.
So for 2 little children like that who've been rejected by the community, what was it like for them to come into contact with you? What was the reaction they had to you, someone who was happy to talk to them, to touch them?
Not so much me, but our team of street workers. Street Child has a very good reputation. That was in a slum called West Point, where Street Child's team have a big presence. So they were thrilled, particularly the caregiver, Sarah, the lady I was talking about. She was so happy to see the team, to know that there was some help and support behind her, because she's now being pushed out by the community for offering to take these children in.
Well, what can people do? I mean, do you come back with any hope at all, or only concerns?
No, I come back with a lot of hope. Street Child is, and I'm not just saying this, really is on top of the issue, in that we've got a solution. We know what needs to be done. It has to be done at community level, and that's where our team in Liberia, we've got 50 or 60 street workers. In Sierra Leone, 200 or more. There is a solution in place. It's just the scale of the issue is so big that if we don't get funding behind us, we're not going to be able to even catch the tip of the iceberg, unfortunately.
And you're not just talking about donations here, you're talking about governmental funding.
Everything. So from sort of public donations, but through to appealing to the DEC charities to get behind us on the ground, to the ministries in Liberia, Sierra Leone and Guinea to back what charities are doing and help these children.
We've been running these video diaries of yours. They're all together. They're there on Sky News for iPad if you want to experience more of what this lady is doing. Absolutely incredible work. And thank goodness there are people like you in Street Child.
Well, thank you very much.
And it's only by bringing it to life, by actually seeing those children and thinking what is going to happen to them and what would happen to them if you weren't there, that really hits home. Good luck with your work, and thank you very much indeed for coming and talking to us.